What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jack, and I'm back with another episode of A Daily Dose. Today, we're going to be talking about hypergamy. And as always, we're going to go through some videos and I'm going to share with you my perspective. But before we get into it, I just want to take a few minutes to let you guys know why I didn't post last week or yesterday. I was really working on something for you guys that I planned on it being ready by Monday. I took a whole week off trying to get it done, and I spent every day hours a day trying to get it done, and man, it just didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. And rather than put out some junk, I would rather just get it right and put it out at a later date than just again give you guys some garbage. This is a new channel, and I don't want to establish that this early on. I want to be transparent and yeah, just give you guys quality content, and it's something that's a little different from what you would see on a reaction channel every day. Um, but yeah, just bear with me, forgive me, and once I get it right, you guys will be the first to see. All right. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the video.
I want to talk about hypergamy, which is a new word that my friend just taught me. This is something that I do unintentionally, and apparently it's frowned upon. But like two big rules that I have in like my personal dating life. One, I will never date worse than my ex for personal reasons because I've never broken up with anyone. Like I'm always dumped. So for my own ego, I must always date better than the last.
I want to pause there because I want everybody to take a mental note because it's very relevant to what we're going to be talking about on this video today. She said that she's always dumped while dating hypergamously.
And secondly, I know where I want to be in life. I know what I'm doing on the daily basis. Like, I know my standards and myself. But, like, another person, like, it's not enough for someone to tell me that they want to do this or they want to be this way or they want to change or they want to grow. Like, that's not enough for me. You must already be at least, like, 30% better than me. 40% better than me, 50, 100% better than me. If you're already where I want to be, great. Because, like, that is proof to me. That is security to me. That makes me feel safe because I know where I'm going. I don't know where other people are going. And I'm not going to get caught with a stagnant ass man, to be quite frank. I don't know. That might be harsh or insensitive. But, like, I don't trust men. Fuck that. Word of the day, hypergamy.
Okay. That's pretty much the end of the video. Um, she kind of got into some man hate towards the end, but uh, that's actually relevant because she looks like she's around 29, getting close to 30, and that's when the man hate sets in. But I want to talk about just I kind of want to just lay out the steps, and I'm pretty sure, some of you watching this might even understand this already, but she's dating hypergamously, which is I don't have any problems with it. Um, like she said, she wants to date somebody who is better than her, 30, 50, 100%. If you're there, if you're where she wants to be, then that's proof that she can get there. Cool. I don't have no problems with that. However, where women get it wrong and they end up being bitter and hurt, and then they were a victim, is because they're doing it wrong. When you're dating hypergamously, you should go into it with the intent of being a wife, getting a ring out of it, right? Getting that type of security and protection out of it. A lot of them go into it wanting to just travel and party and get bags, flued out, etc., etc., right? So you got two types of girls. You're either going to be the girl who's doing it to obtain the ring and secure your family and future, or you're going to take the risk of doing it and get the stuff. And every woman has Some women have 10 years, some can stretch it to 20 years of dating hypergamously before the game's over. And then that's when you catch them trying to throw a Hail Mary. So you have to pick and decide which lane you're gonna play. This is why it's important for women to have fathers in their lives that care about them because and who aren't weak because they need to explain this. I would if I had a daughter, I would explain this to her because you can't make them do what you want them to do, right? You can only present options to them and then allow them to choose. All right, let's move on to the next video.
If you're 30 with a 20-something-year-old young girl under 25, that's weird. That's so
It
weird
is.
and predatory. I don't care what nobody says. I think a lot of men who love
Okay. So now clearly this woman is in her 30s. Not too far off the age of where the previous girl was. Now you see it's predatory now. Because I guarantee you, she dated hypergamously, right? And hypergamously is nothing more than them dating older men, right? More established men. And again, like I said, there are two paths. Clearly, she chose the path where she was just wanted bags, shoes, being flued out or going on vacation, whatever. She just wanted material things. She didn't play it for the long game. So now she's upset because she's in that 30 range and it's really a self-defense mechanism for them because they can't beat the men up that they want. They can't beat you into submission. They have to try to shame you into submission. So now the guys that are her age, she's probably 35, right? They're dating younger women because now it's their turn. They had to watch you date older men. Now you got to watch them date younger women. So they want to call it predatory because now she has to take care of herself, right? Or deal with some guy that she doesn't want to deal with. So now the guys who are established, who did the work, they're predators now. Let's continue.
that young age gap dating do it because they want whoever they're dating to mesh or mold into who they are as a man versus becoming their own woman.
And see, this is propaganda, right? Because there is some truth in there, but the way that she's framing it is wrong. Again, if the man is looking to uh bring a woman into his life and incorporate her into his life, merge their lives together, then of course he's going to want to guide her in a certain direction. And like the previous girl said, she wants to date somebody that's 100% better than her. I don't know about you. Put it in the comments below, but if somebody's better than me, right? Like I've had several mentors and the reason why I allowed them to be my mentor or I listened to them and I took their advice is because they were better than me. They had better results than me. They had lived more life than me. So they most likely knew um the better outcomes. Now this doesn't apply to every single thing because things change, right? And with time, things change and you have to adapt. However, that does not mean that I couldn't take their advice, take out what was relevant, right? And what could apply to now and then apply it to my life so I can get the better outcome still, right? So again, going back to what she said, the man wants to mold the woman. Yes, I want to mold the woman because I don't want her to end up like you, right? Where she's dated hypergamously. Now she's been through 5, 6, 10, 15, 20 men, and now nobody wants her. Would you tell your daughter that? No, nobody would tell their daughter that. Nobody would want that outcome for their daughter. Let's continue.
And so when he started to see you become your own woman, he was like, I gotta put a leash on her.
And baby, I'm juicy mama. It's not gonna happen.
Right.
At all. Fuck no.
And look, look at the messenger. They both probably did it. She got all this trauma ink on. Who's putting the ring on that? Hmm? Who's putting the ring on that?
And that's actually a good point because around that age, that's when I was still getting fucked up, I was usually dating guys that were like 8 or 9 years older than me. I don't know
Wow.
why.
Yeah, yeah.
Boom. There you go. There you go. See? She was doing it, dating guys that were older than her, right? And this again, I can tell she probably most likely never had a father in her life, right? Because she's dealing with these older guys and she's probably listening to ratchet music, telling them to get the bag and get shoes and get purses and hair and nails and all this other nonsense that means nothing. Opposed to, hey, why don't you try to incorporate yourself into this man's life, be a part of his life, help him, right? And show that you have value, which I mean, they're born with their value. Let's continue.
Yeah.
But there would always hit a point where they'd be like, okay, well, you have to stop doing this. I'm like, you can't tell me shit. And here's the thing is like, actually,
See, rebellious. She's telling you everything. Rebellious. Who want? I'm not. Why would you want to deal with a rebellious chick, especially if you're guiding her in the right way? And then they try to frame men like we're predatory. I guarantee you, if we go back and we talk to these guys that she dealt with, or any woman dealt with that has her opinion or are of like mind, they dealt with one, two, maybe even three guys who had the best intentions for them and was telling them not to do something that was negative, and they just wanted to do what they wanted to do. And then you end up like this.
no, you
Right.
can't tell me. Yeah, no, I don't even know where I was going with that. But like, no, like you
Here's
can't
the
do-
thing. No.
No, right? Like, but that is so true. I feel like they want someone who is malleable. And I look back at the person who I was in my like early 20s like that to the age that I'm at now. And it's like, I would never be with these guys ever because they were so weird. They're so controlling. They're fucking bums.
Now they're bums, they're weird, they're controlling, but they weren't weird when you were with them. They weren't weird then. And this is just straight up copium. And I guarantee you, if we look at those guys there, I guarantee you, they're probably doing better than they were doing when she was dealing with them. All right, boys, this is the last one. Let's hear what she has to say.
So have we noticed that when men go for younger women, it's disgusting, it's creepy, it's how could he? He's taking advantage of her. That's the feedback that women give. But if a woman goes for a younger man, cougar, goals, wow, good for her, she deserves it. Yeah, like that's great. What?
And I want to stop her there because this is exactly what I see, right? I know Nia Long recently came out. There was another lady who came out, an actress, that were talking about how they just want to deal with younger men. They don't want to deal with men their age or older. And again, from the male side, which I get a young dude, I understand a young dude advocating for that behavior because they get the benefit, right? You get to jump up and down on some old bra who can't get pregnant, and you get to have fun. And then the women are just they're gonna congratulate and condone any type of behavior. They're just gonna condone it, right? Just because there's a microphone in the woman's face, and they're gonna, yeah, girl, slay queen, all that. Just like she said, right? But if a man bad, man wants a young wife, man bad, right? Man doesn't want to deal with uh some woman who been running the streets for 10, 15, 20 years, and she got 2, 3 kids by 2, 3 different men. He don't wanna deal with that. He's not strong enough. He's not a real man. Man bad.
This isn't equal rights. This is not equal rights. This is what I'm trying to say. This is not equal rights. And it bothers me so much because men can go for younger women if they want. Leave them alone. Also, they go for younger women. I'll give you a few reasons. Because younger women are less tainted. They have more of a fresher point of view on the world. So it's not just because they're younger.
Well, it is a they don't have a um pessimistic view on the world because they haven't been um pretty much used, for a lack of a better word. And it's really not using because again, they go into these relationships with older men not wanting anything serious. They just want to have fun. So I take that back. They're not being used. They mismanage their youth, right? Beauty and fertility. And now they have a pessimistic view, and the guy that deals with them, once they got to that point, you're gonna suffer. You're gonna pay for the sins of her and everything that happened to her. You're gonna pay for that.
It's because they're also more just happy. They're less, they have less baggage. They have less.
Traumatic experiences. They have less traumatic experiences. And yeah, it just you have to you don't have to you can be a man of your word again. And this is again why young women need their fathers or strong male role models in their life or father figures in their life, because if the man is serious, most likely he'll let you know. And if he just wants to have fun, most likely he'll let you know. And then it's up to you to decide, hey, well, I'm looking for something serious. You looking to have fun? We can part ways. Boom. Or if you looking to have fun, he's looking to have fun, y'all can do y'all thing. But don't come back and say he was a predator or you got taken advantage of and you didn't know this and that, right? Don't do that.
Hate towards men. They have less experience. They have less body count. They're more optimistic. Like there's a lot of reasons. It's not just because they're younger. So have we noticed that?
All right, guys. I'm gonna leave it there. Let me know what you guys think about this video, man. Um, she has some great points. Obviously, she said pretty much uh what I was saying. We were on the same page. And we have examples of the girl who's in her late 20s, right, going towards the hate man phase, to the women who were actually in that phase. And this is the one woman who most likely is probably married or in some type of stable relationship. And she has no malice towards men, right? So again, let me know what you guys think about this video. If you like the video, like the video, share if you can. If not, I understand. I appreciate you guys for stopping by, spending a few minutes of your day with me. Until the next episode, peace.